Good evening and a very warm welcome to you wherever you may be joining us for this exclusive live stream of today's huge NPL3 Victoria clash between the home side Geelong Soccer Club and the visiting Western United. We're at a cold and misty Stead Park here in Geelong's northern suburbs for this intriguing round 15 showdown between the 8th placed Lions and the 3rd placed visiting Western United. My name is Tonchi Prusak and with me calling tonight's big game is Steve Curtin. Steve, a very warm welcome to you.
Thanks, Tonchi. You've set the scene very well there, I must say. I'm very excited about this match. It's the first time I've had a chance to see Western United's NPL side go around in person, and as far as Geelong Soccer Club, well, we've seen a lot of them going back pre-pandemic. We watched them together quite a few times, but it's our first time, my first time catching Geelong for the season as well. So looking forward to see what these sides can bring to the table. Geelong, obviously, they're sitting in 8th on 15 points, and Western United sitting in 3rd on 23 points, and it's a big chance for Western United to move up the table with a lot of the top sides playing each other today. And looking forward to seeing how it goes.
Now, we started this evening's live stream broadcast with a minute's silence, and that was for Duško Stojanovski, the father of long-time player, official member and supporter of the club, Wally Stojanovski. So on behalf of everyone here at the NPL Victoria team, our condolences go out to Wally Stojanovski, a real stalwart of the Geelong Soccer Club. But Steve, we're going to go through the team lineups very, very shortly, but it's going to be an intriguing game, as we said right at the outset. We're about to get underway. Lots of well, there's one of the players there just in front of us, one of the exciting players that certainly we're going to be looking forward to. But mate, over to you, the starting lineups.
Yeah, we'll just try and get those in quickly before kick-off here. And there's just the one change to Geelong's side that had a 1-1 draw at Box Hill last week. Alice Davies comes into the starting 11 while Christian Mahn drops to the bench, and that means that the team looks as follows. Kieran McDowell in goal, and the outfield players the skipper Matt Townley, Ibrahim Mohammed, Alex Solomons, Alice Davies, Anthony Trashkowski, Alan Guerres, Liam O'Connell, Lionel Masudi, Jake Butler, Kresto Jurkovic in that starting 11, and the subs, the sub-keeper Nicholas Skotnitzer, Michael Yoseski, Christian Mahn, Rodrigo Aguilera and Dom Swinton. For Western United, no change to their side that had a 2-1 win at Whittlesea Rangers last week. It's a team that features Luka Romic in goal, and the outfield players Alex Barker, Ben Parsons-Collins, Ajak Du, Noah Holmes, Adisu Bayu, Manny Aguk, Sabit Ngor, Dalibor Markovic, Reese Bozanowski and Zach Kochanowski. As we look at their subs as well, Charlie Emery, Jalil Regaig, Leighton Lawton and Abel Warity, as we've had a bright opening already, Tonchi.
Yeah, mate, it's certainly going to be one of those intriguing clashes. Lots to look forward to for both sides as well. But the league's leading goal scorer for Western United, Manny Agwek, he's going to be certainly one that's going to be, all eyes will be upon him. And speaking to Western United coach Ante Mortis just before the game, he's confident that he'll be hitting his goal scoring form as well again this week after scoring a brace last week. We've also got the officials there in the middle. We've got someone well known to Victorian followers of Victorian football, Kate Jack, and she's expecting a rather cold one tonight, Steve, as are we, because she's got the mittens on, and the other officials as well.
She has got the short sleeves on too, which is must mean she's planning to do a fair bit of running, I think. I don't mind the short sleeves with the gloves on when I'm out for a run in the evening, particularly this week. But Kate Jakovich needs no introduction, as we've got Alan Guerres on the ball looking to shoot, and it required a good save from the Western United goalkeeper there. Luka Romic had to tip that one over, so a bright moment there. As we were saying, though, Kate Jakovich is the woman in the middle tonight, taking charge of this one, a very experienced referee on the national stage in Australia. And the assistant referees tonight, Joanna Charaktis, Obia Dula Jamshidi, and the fourth official tonight, Connor McDonald, as we've got a Geelong corner kick from that far side now, Tonchi. And we'll just stay with players. We're waiting this one to be swung in as the fog just starts to hang over. We'll see if this ball can be placed into a dangerous position in the penalty area. It's a decent header by Solomons. Alex Solomons got a clean contact on that, but it was easy for Luka Romic as it just went straight through, and he just puts a palm up and says just to calm things down, and we're just going to slow down and reboot here. Western United, they're in their white kit tonight. Same one as they wore in the A-League, with the green harlequin on the front and the all-white on the back. And Alex Baker, the former Ballarat boy, playing right in front of us there in the number 2 jersey. There's a few players that have come across from the Ballarat City squad. They'll actually play Ballarat City next weekend at Moorstead Park, so it will almost feel like a local derby with so many players that have now played for both sides. But Ballarat City, they'll be... well, they need to get some points if they're going to try and get out of the mire at the moment that they find themselves in.
Absolutely, and as we start to head towards the business end of the season at both ends of the table, particularly in NPL3 competition, it's going to be quite an interesting and intriguing battle. But some of the games that have already been played so far this weekend, last night we saw Preston Lions emphatically defeat Nunawading City to the tune of 5-1. Carter 2, Poole 2 and Davies 1 goal scorer. That thrusts Preston now to, well, basically for the moment, outright top. They've got 30 points, followed by Doveton on 27, who obviously have got a game in hand. Doveton will be taking on Melbourne City tomorrow night. That game down at Casey Fields. One other score that we have at hand, and that was played at Larissa Reserve earlier this afternoon. The North Sunshine Eagles 3 defeating Springvale White Eagles, and the White Eagles and Ballarat City at the Whittlesea Rangers, Ballarat City, and the Springvale White Eagles are all at the moment trying to fight for survival in the NPL3 competition, which is it's going to really hot up, as we said, towards the business end of the season. But we return to the action here on the field, as my co-commentator Steve eloquently put it. The mist, the fog is really rolling in, and Steve, at this venue, apart from the fact it can get very cold on the Saturday night, can get also windy, and that plays havoc with the sides. Thankfully tonight we don't have any wind. In fact, there's no breath of wind at the moment, and hopefully it stays like this. But it's an odd-shaped field, an east to west as opposed to a north to south. And we're only about, 2 kilometres, 3 kilometres from Corio Bay as the bird flies, maybe even less. And we often end up having that afternoon or early evening wind. That does play a difference, but tonight conditions seem to be absolutely ideal for football.
Yeah, I think for the players, these conditions are actually pretty good, as we see West United looking to build a dangerous attack here. And it was the number 23 chasing that one down, Zach Kochenkovsky. The ball ran through safely there to Kieran McDowell on this occasion, the former Moreland City shot stopper, getting a first involvement of the night as Geelong looked to mount a counter themselves, and it required an intervention from Ajak Du to make the clearance, as Alan Guerres was ready to swoop there, and he's one of 2 Geelong players who've scored 4 goals this season, along with Anthony Trojkowski. And we're going to see another spell of possession here for Geelong, the home side. Liam O'Connell playing over the top. Masudi, can he get a ball in? A good bit of defending again by Ajak Du, and it's the second corner of the match for Geelong Soccer Club. That last one, Alex Solomon's got a free header, which certainly won't impress the Western United coach, Ante Moric, who's been very vocal in the technical area already. As you can hear through our effects mic, as we prepare for this corner kick to be swung in, it's Anthony Trajkowski, one of those players who's already scored 10 goals for the season. He swings it into the front of the 6-yard box, and eventually Western look to make the clearance, and they do now. And Kate Jakovic has indicated for the free kick. Eventually there, and it was the initial header was by Noah Holmes, who's got a striking locks of blonde hair. Well, they're not long locks, but certainly stands out with that blonded hair that he has. Natural colour though, from as far as I can see. Ball over the top here. And the target of it was Sabat and Gore. And the decision goes the way of Geelong.
It's been a pretty, I won't say ferocious, but it's been a pretty intense start to proceedings here. Geelong have already received or earned 2 corners, so they are certainly going hard at it right from the outset. And no doubt their coach, Geelong's coach, Jamie Mallon, will want them to get to a very good start early in the piece. Fairly even opening, even though Geelong seem to have had a little bit more of the ball, but on that occasion they've earned a free kick. That was Matt Townley, the captain there. And he's going to be the one that's going to take the kick. The other officials here, assistant referee Joanna Charaktis, and local boy Obi Jamshidi, and our 4th official Connor McDonald. United now with the ball. Almost intercepted there by Guerres, who's a dangerous player. Western United, the defenders will certainly have to keep an eye out on him. He's been in fine form of late, scoring in last week's game. And he's also one of the joint goal scorer or leading goal scorers for the Red and Blacks. Him and Trajkovski both have scored 4 goals. Dominic Swinton has also scored 3. He's on the bench tonight. But I'll be interested to see how young Krešo Jurkovic goes. Now, it's an interesting story, the Jurkovic family. Krešo Jurkovic, the middle brother, he's playing in NPL3 for Geelong. His younger brother, Luka Jurkovic, plays for the North Geelong Warriors, near neighbours, in NPL2. And the oldest brother, Nikola Jurkovic, did not play last night, but he figures for the Melbourne Knights in NPL1 competition. Surely, Steve, that must be some sort of a very unique statistic to have 3 siblings in 3 separate divisions of the NPL Victoria competition.
Yeah, I'd like to, if anyone's in the comments and they can think of another family that's achieved that particular fact. I guess there's a few surnames that have popped up at some of the clubs. I remember seeing 3 remains in Ballarat City's team a couple of years ago. Shout out to everyone in the comments. We are live and interactive on Facebook. We've got Martin, who I think is looking for an Argentinian win in the Copa America tomorrow morning. Monica's watching from Sydney, cheering on for Western United. And our good friend from the Football Out West show, Craig Filer, he's tuned in. And he sends his love as well. And Ahmed, thank you for tuning in as well. Now, unfortunately, we haven't got a timestamp or score on the screen, as was the case in the NPL3 fixture last weekend. But the score is 0-0 here. If you've just joined us, it is 0-0, and we've played just over 10 minutes. So there you go. Time's going quick. It feels like no more than 5 for me. As Ben Parsons-Collins with the long sleeves getting on the ball with his central defensive partner, Ajak Du, playing the ball forward. And Gore inside. Good combinations from United. And it was Reece Bosnowski, the number 14, with the socks down. Doing his best Jack Grealish impersonation there.
Baker had that throw in. United now. Sabit Noor was amongst that there. Ball ends up now knocked all the way back. That was Ajak Du, back to Romic. 18-year-old keeper Luka Romic. Certainly a player to watch. As Parsons Collins now has the ball, goes back to Dure. To Alex Baker. Some very promising youngsters for Western United. As we quickly see now, Jacob Butler, the former New Zealand international. And it's Guerres now, and it's put it away. It was Butler, I think, in the end. Fantastic start there for the home side into the 12th minute. And we just spoke of Butler now, and he's managed to squeeze that one through after Guerres slid through. Almost rolled it in. Wasn't able to do so, but Butler was on hand. And what score now is 1-0 to Geelong. And we've gone 12 minutes of the first half. Steve, how'd you see that goal?
Well, it was an unusual goal. I don't think I've seen one exactly like that before, with the attack ended up the ball falling there to Alan Guerres. He hoped to turn it away. He found himself sitting on the ground and the ball was within reach, but it was just behind him. But it didn't matter because Jacob Butler was making that run from a deeper position, and all he had to do was stroke that ball into the back of the Western United net. and just reward for that good running early in the game. And that's what he provides you, Jake Butler. That's his third goal of the season, and he's one to watch. So certainly things going against the form book so far tonight, and Western United's now got a bit of work to do.
Well, still awaiting the final confirmation of the Whittlesea Rangers Melbourne Victory game, but assuming Victory did lose that, although I'm not too sure what the score there was, Geelong would be currently, as the live ladder sits, on 18 points and would have jumped into 7th spot. So if anyone there does know the scores of the Whittlesea Rangers Melbourne Victory game, please do in the comments section. Drop us the number. Calls for a free kick there, but the referee waves it away. And Western United now looking to back into it. That was a bad back pass there. Guerres now threads it forward. On that occasion, nothing come of it. Look for Trajkovski. And those two certainly will be danger men for the Green and Whites tonight. Benjamin Parsons now, but it's intercepted there by Masoodi. Little game of a bit of aerial ping pong happening up at the moment. Mohammed now, Ibrahim Mohammed has it to Masoodi. Goes past one, goes past two, gets upended, and he is going to get a free kick there, right in front of our commentary position, about 5 or 10 metres or so inside Geelong's attacking half. Manny Agwek has scored 11 goals for 12 games, and number 9 for Western United. Great article on him during the week on the Western United website. Promising youngster, and it's great to see some of these youngsters being given an opportunity both in all levels of the NPL competition here in Victoria this year. NPL 1, 2 and 3, featuring some very talented up-and-coming youngsters. Stars of the future, Steve Curtin.
That's right. And there's plenty on show tonight in this Western United lineup. We're looking forward to seeing as this ball's driven into the penalty area, and it's well away there by Noah Holmes. This is Bayou, and then we saw it previously at Green Gully, combining with Dalibor Markovic, who's been exposed to a bit of A-League action over the summer, now finds himself playing in the NPL side to get some more minutes. And hopefully we'll see him lining up in the A-League team next season for Western United. And the decision does go the way of the Green and Whites this time. Baker with the throw. Ajak Doe all the way back to Luka Romic. Luka Romic previously of George Cross and Melbourne Victory as well. Another chance here for Masoodi. The ball just got stuck under his feet. And Gore looking to get around two opponents. Goes to ground. Play on. Masoodi just running out of room. Baker in a hurry to take the throw. So if you have just joined us, it is 1-0 to Geelong Soccer Club. We're into the 17th minute. We've got people firing in the scores. We've got a 1-1. Thank you for the information there. Whittlesea Rangers and Victory. 1-1. Adam says it was a cracking final 25 minutes. Alexander says Box Hill's got the win, 2-0 over Ballarat. Bit of an arm wrestle there, and up the field by Baker, and reasonable first touch was by Ibrahim Mohammed, and now switch play. Alice Davies puts it out to that far side. Mohammed. And almost on the lead there was Luka Romic coming out to claim that one in the all-yellow goalkeeper's kit. We won't miss him tonight if the fog does completely descend and consume the number 1 pitch at Stead Park tonight. Ball forward, chance of Bayou. Looks to come inside. Kochenkowski. Back to Markovic. His pass lets him down. And there's a healthy crowd, as you can see on the camera, assembled in front of the social rooms on the far side of Stead Park. And we saw a lot of festivities taking place in there during the European Championships. As we'll just pause on that discussion as Geelong look to come forward again through Trajkowski. So the play develops, but they've turned it over now. Solomons. McDowell up the right wing. And the aerial duel there was between Kreso Jurkovic for Geelong, and he wins the throw. Ooh, flicks and tricks there. Trajkowski trying to play Jurkovic in. And we're just a bit of a stalemate now. So if you just joined us, it is 1-0. The goal was scored by Jake Butler. Parsons Collins. This is Doe. Now for Baker. Western United trying to kick into gear. Pass was aimed at Bozanovski. Cleared by that Geelong defence. Townley did well to repel the initial danger, but Western United come again. Holmes. He finds Markovic on that far side with a bit of space. Has to go all the way back. Doe. Patient approach from United. Baker. Goes direct now. Chance for a Gurk. He goes to ground. Was he fouled? No penalty is the call from Kate Jakovic. He signals that the opponent got the ball there. How'd you see that one, Tonchi?
Interesting one. One of those, as football is a game of opinions, as you're watching the replay there now. Agwek got into a very good position. Tried to jump over. I think it was that Jurkovic? I'm not too sure. But no, I don't think there was anything in there. And the referee rightly waved on. Interesting, though, Townley's very, very closely guarding Manny Agwek. And Matt Townley, who's been a veteran, he's been on the scene locally for a better part of more than a decade. Firstly with North Geelong Warriors, and then crossed over to near neighbours and close rivals, Geelong Soccer Club, and he's been a mainstay of the defence in the last few years. Sports physiotherapist by profession. He's well regarded and well known in the local football community. And he had to use all his experience, or will have to use all his experience in tonight's game. But Geelong looking good in the first 20 minutes. We've gone right on 21 minutes now, and it is 1-0 to Geelong Soccer Club. As now Western United have an opportunity to break on the attack now, turning defence into attack. Good 1-2 there between that was Bozanovski and Nigor. And it's going to be a throw-in now for Western United. Just inches away from the Geelong Soccer Club bench. Parsons Collins now. It's knocked back Geras now. He's got 3 defenders to deal with, and numerically Western United just end up a little bit ahead there. But it's quick turnover there. And Mohammed now back to O'Connell. O'Connell now looking forward for Trajkowski. Butler, the goal scorer, has the ball in front of us. He's tripped over. He's going to get a free kick. Ball was already going out, but nonetheless, he's going to get that free kick right in front of the Western United coaching bench. And right in front of our commentary position. As Liam O'Connell hovers over the ball, as Anthony Trajkowski now also makes his way, and he's deciding he's going to have an attempt at kicking this into the mix. He's taking his time waiting for his teammates to assume their position on the edge of the penalty box. And if you've just tuned in, 22.5 minutes of the first half have gone, and it is Geelong Soccer Club 1, Western United 0. Everyone's waiting now for the referee. She's walked over and just speaking to a few of the players there. Masoodi and can't see the Western United player there on the edge of the box. Guarding Masoodi very, very carefully as Trajkovski now brings it in. It's a waste. The ball goes straight to Romic. And Luka Romic disposes of that very, very quickly. Getting it forward there. I think it was Zach Kochankovski almost had an opportunity there. And as it quickly goes from one end, moves very, very rapidly to the other end as well, Steve. It's been an end-to-end game, as they say, moving from one end to the other. And very still conditions, although very cold, and the mist is starting to roll in. So, but the visibility is absolutely perfect here with the brilliant floodlights here at Stead Park. Arguably the best in Geelong.
I think they are, actually. They just about rival Cardinia Park for the amount of light that they can put out here. And given how gloomy it is tonight, they're doing a great job. Although, as they say, sometimes you need to maybe dip down to low beam if it does get too foggy. But hopefully that won't happen tonight, as Kate Jakovic has shown the yellow card there to the West United left-back Dalibor Markovic for that challenge. He's the first man to go in the book tonight. And Geelong will take the resulting free kick. We're midway through the first half at Stead Park. Geelong 1 goal to the good, scored by Jacob Butler. Hello to a special man, our special mate from Geelong West, Santino Mamone, who's tuning in on his way home from Melbourne. I presume he's been watching Corio in their match up at, I think it was Keilor Park today. I'm interested to hear a scoreline there, Santino. If you've got a little bit of a match summary for us, we're happy to read that out as well. And if you would rather not share that information, that's okay as well. As the pass goes back to Solomons. Townley now with all the time in the world to pick his pass, and it's a diagonal one. He's going to aim it out wide towards... Well, we've got a big collision there. We're going to have a halt in play because Kreso Jurkovic has been fouled. It was a brave attack on that long diagonal ball that come from Townley, and solid contact made. We'll just try and catch that on our replay screen, and we hope Jurkovic is okay. And our replay's actually frozen like the instant before the impact took place, and I believe it was the collision with Dalibor Markovic, who looks to be fine. And he's back up on his feet now, is Jurkovic, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, I think it looked like a 50-50 ball. Very courageous from both. Very courageous on the part of Jurkovic to stand his ground, but Markovic coming across. Eyes on the ball, definitely nothing in it. But everything's all fine. Everyone's back up on their feet. He's a tough cookie, young Jurkovic. Comes from a very tough family. It'll take more than a knock like that to get them down and out, but definitely not the case on this in this case. As there have been a few stoppages, so I expect come the 45th minute we'll have a few minutes on the time added on list.
I want to see the footage, if there's any handy cam footage of the Jurkovic backyard when the boys were growing up, because that would have been hell for leather action. It would have been pulling no punches there. As Western United are back in possession. Up in the air is the pass by Dew. Free header by Townley. Now Butler, the goal scorer, looking to play in the number 16 there, which is Masoodi. Can he get around Baker? Masoodi, still he goes. Chance to shoot Masoodi. He got into a great shooting position there, and he completely scuffed his shot well beyond the near post there. But a good build-up nonetheless from Geelong.
Masoodi turned beautifully inboard there, had a great window of opportunity. He pulled the trigger on it, but I don't think he just steadied himself enough, and it was quite a lame shot in the end. Some interesting NPL2 results from earlier this afternoon. Brunswick City defeated Bulleen Lions 2-0. Northcote City overcame Moreland Zebras 2-1. Pascoe Vale and Manningham United, that's an interesting one, played out a very, very entertaining and high-scoring 4-all draw. Langwarrin defeated Werribee City 3-0 away. And North Geelong at home overcame Moreland City 3-1, and that was a real six-pointer, Steve, because whoever won that was going to either shoot clear or overtake the other, and in this case North Geelong have moved and overtaken the other. Free kick to Geelong Soccer Club there. Lionel Masoodi, who's been really in the thick of it this first half, in the first opening 27 and a half minutes. As Geelong leads 1-0 courtesy of a Jake Butler goal in the 11th minute. And they're going forward in anticipation of yet another attempt at goals. Jurkovic, who was down and out only a few minutes ago, quickly back on his feet. He's the one now about to take the throw-in. Goes forward looking for Trajkovski, who's got it in the corner there. Gets past one. Tried to get past another, but he's earned his side a corner there. Well done there, Trajkovski, for perseverance. Very still conditions at the moment here at Stead Park. Unusual. Normally it's this venue's associated with windy conditions, but it's great, although it is very, very cold at the moment. In fact, bitterly cold, and we're getting all sorts of dew over our papers here up in the commentary position, and wonder what it's like down on the field. As Butler almost had an opportunity to head the ball. And Geelong still manages to get that possession of it. O'Connell goes out wide. Pokes it through to Trajkovski, but he's going to be charged offside. And as we proceed further into the night, Steve, no doubt the conditions will get quite slippery out in the middle, but a good covering of grass, fairly flat. Although the ground here at Stead Park has, over the course of the winter, suffered a bit from a fair bit of rain that we've had, and it has become quite heavy. But all in all, conditions are pretty good at the moment.
Yeah, as you were saying, it is just a little bit slippery out there already. The dew is very heavy here, as you can tell by the dampness of the papers that we've got in front of us. And I've been impressed by the way Geelong has defended so far, particularly when it's so slippery, really denying Western United players any time to dwell on the ball and play a forward pass. And that's been the difference so far. They've been resolute in defence, and if they can maintain that kind of defensive intensity, they are a big show to get the 3 points tonight.
Yeah, Western United are very dangerous in attack, and we know that. And the Geelong defenders know that as well, and they've been really careful to do everything almost meticulously with regards to tackling and with regards to their positioning as well. And the other key thing for me, Steve, has been their willingness or their desire to get the ball up into attack as quickly as possible and even catch the Western United defenders napping. They know they've got some very, very fast players, particularly along the flanks, but Guerres is a very, very dangerous player in the middle, and he's got Trajkovski on his right and Masoodi on his left, and those three at the moment are proving to be quite a thorn in the Western United side. But interestingly, none of them have scored a goal so far. It's in fact Jake Butler coming through the middle there. We've gone just past the half-hour mark now. Trajkovski steaming away there. He's got Reece Bozanovski on his side. Krešo Jurkovic tries to get the ball. He's bundled over. Calls for a free kick, waved on by the referee. Must be said, she's had an absolutely fantastic opening half-hour. Been on top of everything. And even gets her first touch for the evening there. A good block there. If she was a defender, but she's not, so the ball's going to get restarted.
Mate, that was right on cue. You were just talking about her, and she knew that you were, and she wanted to get a touch. Kate Jakovic, certainly a big name to have here at Stead Park tonight, Kate Jakovic, such as the status as her as an official in the Australian footballing scene. There's a chance here for O'Connell to play another quick ball over the top. The header is away by Ajak Doe. Masoodi, little diagonal ball. I like that one. Butler now. And O'Connell plays it into the top of the area. It's again repelled by that Western defence. And Trajkovski back to Jurkovic. And now Solomons. It's good football by Geelong. Until they turned the ball over, as I said that, and gave away a free kick as well. Parsons-Collins lays it out, looking to take it quickly. But the defensive shape of Geelong is impressive too. Very well structured behind the ball, and Baker's made a bit of a meal of that one. Guerres over the top. Doe, he's been probably the best out of the back four for United so far. Markovic now, looking to get across the halfway line. Pick his pass into a Gurk. It's a chance for Kosinkovsky. Baker getting forward, low ball in. Was well away. Holmes. Baker now, looking to get a second cross in as many seconds almost. Kochinkowski looking to use some fancy footwork to try and get through a couple of the Lions' opponents there, but the Geelong side come away with the ball. Masudi, little outside of the foot pass for Guerres. Foot race here with Doe. Good positioning by the defender.
Much better passage of play there by Western United. They strung together a few passes there, and the first touch was actually very good on several occasions there. So they're starting to get their confidence up. They're starting to get into the game. But we also saw I think it was from memory Masudi again, the tenacity, just going for the ball, the perseverance, and nearly came off. But it has been a very entertaining opening half hour here at Stead Park. Very important round 15 clash in the NPL3 competition. Agwek, who's scored 11 goals out of 12 games for Western United. The other two goals, the main goal scorers, Nicholas Milanovic, who scored 6, Ayan Majok 4. They're not in action tonight. But for the Geelong Soccer Club, their leading goal scorers, Alan Guerres and Anthony Trajkovski, certainly are and have certainly been involved in a lot of the action, a lot of the attacking forays in the opening half hour. Throw in for Geelong Soccer Club, the Lions. It's O'Connell now, looking for options further afield. Ball goes out of play, and it's going to be another throw in almost in the identical position once again. O'Connell to take that. Very congested around here. Trajkovski now, he's got two players there to contend with. Baker gets it away for Western United. Agwek now. Well done by Bozanovsky to find Kochankovsky further afield. Knocks it for Markovic and knocks it in, and Agwek now, diving header right in front of goals, and it sails over the crossbar, and that was probably Western United's first real opportunity.
The quality of that ball swung in from Markovic was sensational, and you look at there, Gurk has just found on the penalty spot, found just that space in between the two Geelong centre halves. He had more time than he realised, and he couldn't direct that ball on goal. And if he had, well, it probably would have been 1-1. But nonetheless, it is still 1-0 if you've just joined us. Geelong Soccer Club have the lead courtesy of that Jake Butler finish in the early stages of the first half. There's almost a chance fell there to Sabit and Gore, who's been a bit of a live wire down the right-hand side for Western United, but that ball just sat behind him annoyingly for Western United and himself.
There's an incident just there. Oh, well, it wasn't an incident, I think. Just an observation I made with Trajkovski there. Anthony Trajkovski, number 10 for Geelong. He tried to turn, and it's very slippery, almost kind of just ran that one step too far. So that is definitely going to be a factor in proceedings, particularly in the second half of this game. But free kick there for an infringement by number 11, Sabit Nagor. And it is going to be looks like a yellow card. He has kicked the ball away, and he's about to earn the wrath of the referee there. And he's going to get a yellow card. It's the second yellow card of the evening. And interestingly, they're both numerically following each other. Dalibor Markovic got the first one, number 12, and number 11 now, Sabit Nagor. As Geelong Soccer Club now look to turn defence into attack. Searching ball forward, out wide, looking for Alan Guerres, who's pushed off the ball there by Parsons Collins. And the threat will be alleviated for the time being for the visitors. Gone 37 and a half minutes. Just over 10 minutes, I'd say, of this first half to go. Scores are Geelong Soccer Club 1, Western United 0. So we mentioned some of the games or scores that have played in round 15 so far. Preston Lions last night defeating Nunawading City 5-1. Whittlesea Rangers and Melbourne Victory fighting at a close 1-1 draw earlier this afternoon. North Sunshine Eagles in the end defeating Springvale White Eagles 3-1, and Box Hill United triumphant over bottom-side Ballarat City 2-0. So as the live ladder suggests, Melbourne Victory on 18 points in 7th spot. Still remain in 7th spot, even though Geelong will join them on 18 points, but a much more inferior goal difference. +9 for Victory, +2 for Geelong Soccer Club as the ball is in Geelong's attacking half. Mohammed out wide, but it's an interception now. Holmes has the ball, looking for options further afield. A high one, looks for Agwek. No, sorry, that's not. That's the yellow card recipient, Sabit Nagor. Kicks the ball out, and it is going to be a corner for Steve.
So Western United getting their first corner of the evening. And it will be the left-footed Dalibor Markovic going over to take this one. So it will be the in-swinger. So they're going to test out Kieran McDowell, a goalkeeper who hasn't really been tested so far in the Geelong goal. The players congested in the 6-yard box. It's all about the delivery now from Markovic. Well, one that he'd like to have again, perhaps.
Yeah, could you do a take two? He certainly hopes that he could. Now, whether he slipped there on that occasion or not too sure, but once again, I keep saying I reckon it is going to have an effect on the game, but yeah, how did you see that?
I was just going to say replace your divots. We are operating with just one microphone tonight, so apologies if we are cutting each other off or if it sounds that way. And it will be the physiotherapist, Matt Townley, to get us back underway with the goal kick. McDowell opting not to take his goal kick. Did see him rehearsing some goal kicks before the match with one of the Geelong coaches. Touch here for Adisu Bayou. Once again, the pass comes back and they start again. This is Doe. Good work in tight spaces. Until the touch there was not what the doctor ordered as far as Ante Moric was concerned and Western United. O'Connell with the throw. Flicked on by the goal scorer in Butler, and then Masudi. His touch is turned over. A Girk's header. This is Ngor. Plays it up the field on his left foot, well headed by Townley. It's a chance for Bozanowski to redeem himself after that poor touch a moment ago. And it's hard to miss Bozanowski with the socks down and the blue boots. Striking look, and a bad turnover here as far as Western are concerned. On the charge, it's Butler. Spraying it out wide to Trajkowski. Gets the shot and it goes just wide. Anthony Trajkowski got the chance, and in fact, it's been saved because the signal from Kate Jakovic there is a corner kick for Geelong.
It was a case of 3-on-1 on that occasion. Butler came streaming forward. He had, I think it was Guerres on his left, Trajkowski on his right, opted for Trajkowski, settled beautifully, and just wasn't able to connect the way he wanted to, but nonetheless he's earned himself and his team a corner kick. Will be taken by Trajkowski, in fact. Ball goes towards the back post there. Calls for a handball in the penalty box, but that's waved on. Jurkovic now looking to get it back in, but it was Bozanowski knocked it away. But here comes Western United. And that was another one of those can we have a take two moment, Steve? Kochankovsky seemed to have all the time in the world to distribute that ball the way he should, but ended up in the safe hands of Kieran McDowell. Unfortunately for him, that's not a teammate, that's the opposing goalkeeper. But here's that take two opportunity as Western United once again go into attack. Flag stays down, or no it doesn't. Quickly comes up again now, and that was Manulak Agwek. I hope I've pronounced that correctly. But we now go on 43 and a half minutes. Geelong looking to go forward, but no, there's a free kick there, an infringement there, occasion. Illegal use of the arms or the elbow. And we've got about a minute and a half before regulation time expires, and then I'm tipping it's probably about 3 or 4 minutes of extra time. Been a few stoppages. Bozanovsky now. Back he goes to Dieu. Knocks it all the way back to Collins, Parsons-Collins. Limited avenues up forward. And that was well cleared by Alice Davies, who comes into the starting lineup today, replacing Christian Mann. Baker. Forward a field now for Agwek. Whips it in. There's too many red and blacks around there. There's O'Connell again, knocking it further afield. Butler overruns it. Disappointed with himself. Holmes now with the ball to Dieu. To his left he finds Collins. Western United has the ball, and they've had more of the ball in recent moments. It's all eyes now on the fourth official with 45 minutes almost gone. McDowell comes out. He almost had to leap the back fence, so to speak, to get that, but he did manage to safely have that. We did hear 3 whistles there, but it certainly wasn't from Kate Jakowitz. I don't know where those whistles came from, but had everyone stopping for a second. We've actually only got 1 minute of time added on. There you go. Yep. I miscalculated how much time there was going to be added on. Only 1 minute, and we've already gone 30 seconds of that 1 minute, Steve. So, dare I say that the score will remain 1-0 in favour of the home side. They've got about 20-odd seconds to do something with the Western United. And there we almost had, right on the death of the first half, Reece Bozanovsky with that flying shot, left footer, skied just over McDowell's crossbar. And we could have had a late equaliser, but it wasn't to be. Steve, how have you seen, and there we go, there is the end of the first half. Mate, how have you seen the first 45 minutes of tonight's game?
Well, the crowd in attendance tonight, there's quite a few here, have got full value for money because I think it's been an entertaining match. Western United have come back into it a little bit more in that latter part of that half. That shot from Reece Bozanovsky, going for his second of the season, was probably their best, most recent chance. They also had that header, I suppose, the free header from Manny Agurk, who couldn't direct it on goal, but it's a matter of taking your chances, and Geelong have controlled the midfield battle, and that's what's made the difference. I think Western United trying to play the ball through Geelong hasn't worked yet, and they're going to have to try and wear them down, and perhaps if they can find the back of the net, that might change things a little bit in the second half. But at the moment, yeah, full value for their lead. They've been very good, Geelong, and that goal by Jacob Butler was their just desserts.
Mate, I'd have to agree with you. It has been an entertaining 45 minutes, and we're going to take a short break. We'll be back in about 15 minutes' time with the second half here at Stead Park. Round 15 clash between Geelong Soccer Club, Western United. It's Geelong Soccer Club leading Western United 1-0 at the interval. Jurkovic. And the referee trying to calm things down. Kate Jakovic has done a brilliant job in the first 45 minutes, Steve. Now, the first half we saw a very, very disciplined Geelong Soccer Club, particularly defensively speaking and across the middle of the park. They didn't have too many chances, but one of those chances in the 11th minute, Jake Butler certainly did very well. And he managed to scramble the ball over the line, as now Butler has it out to Tchaikovsky. Goes to the back post, looking there for Lionel Masoodi. Holmes for Western United, right in front of the grandstand there. Fighting for the ball with Jake Butler. Butler manages to win out in the end, and a throw-in. I was going to say free throw-in. Is there such a thing as a free throw-in? A throw-in for Geelong Soccer Club right in front of the players' race there on the far side.
Now, it's going to be Townley with the Dennis Lilly style. He's going to come in from the fence. He's actually reached for the towel. Yep, he's gone for the towel, drying that ball off because that ball is saturated by the mist and the dew that is out there. The grass is very, very wet despite a sunny day today, and he just rips that one in towards the front of the 6-yard box and acrobatically flicked over the head and off the post. Oh, my goodness. Well, it was Butler again looking for his second, and he seized on the opportunity, and he almost doubled his tally for the evening. Big collision there, and Guerres got fouled, and again it was almost still there for Solomons. Wow, what a passage of play we've just seen there, and Kate Jakovic is going to pull the yellow card and show it here to Anthony Tchaikovsky. What have we just seen, Tonchi? It's all happening here at Stead Park.
There were about 3 certain goals blocked desperately by a desperate Western United defence. Jake Butler almost had a fantastic opportunity. I think the problem there is he just didn't get enough angle. He maybe should have landed on his backside and probably got that extra little bit of degree there. But he did extremely well. Hit the underside of the crossbar, bounced away, cleared away by Western United player. A second attempt. Solomon's almost had an attempt there. So 3 certain opportunities. They'll be kicking themselves if they don't manage to get the 3 points by the end of the game. But as we see now, Noah Holmes getting the ball, he's dragged down, he's going to get a free kick, and the first 5 minutes of this second half, or in fact the first 4 minutes, have really started with a lot of ferocity, I guess, in both the tackling from both sides. And Kate Jakovic now doing her best to calm things down. She's issued out another yellow card, Steve. I think that was to, if I'm not mistaken, was it Agwek? No, it was for Ibrahim Mohammed. Sorry, it was number 4 for Geelong Soccer Club. And it's almost very hard to even get on top of things there with so much happening. And but it has been a good start to the first half. Just talking to a lot of fans here. We even spoke to Stuart Begg, the North Geelong Warriors coach, who's just popped in and hot on the heels of a victory in his NPL2 sides game earlier today. He was saying it was a good first half, and a few people have been saying that it's been a really, really good opening 45 minutes. As Tchaikovsky now, as he's pulled back, he almost went for a bit of a swing there, but he earned the free kick right in front of us there. And the referee now really asserting her ascendancy as Jurkovic now gets the ball further afield. Back to Jurkovic again. Heads it further afield looking for Butler. Holmes gets in there. Once again, Jurkovic a third time there. Townley. And it's Western United knocking the ball all the way back to Luka Rogic, the 18-year-old goalkeeper. Tchaikovsky now on the right-hand side. Gets bundled over by Dalibor Markovic. Butler comes over. Markovic gets his kick in. Little bit of, and a nice cross there. On that occasion finds Adisubayu. He gets dispossessed. Fantastically done there by Lionel Masoodi. Weaved in and out of 2 players on that occasion. Jurkovic now again, who's been very, very involved in the opening 5 minutes of the game, or the half. Mohammed. Trajkowski. Butler. Looking for and finding Jurkovic on the right, who's drifted up all the way from the back. He goes to the middle of the post, but it's taken by Luka Romic, sorry. Western United now in possession. Markovic finds Bozanovski, gets through two players. Sprays it out wide for Dew. Gweck now almost overruns it, but manages to somehow keep it in his possession. Bozanovski. Out to Ngor. And blocked there by Jurkovic. And a corner for Western United. It's been a frenetic opening 7 minutes of the second half. 52 minutes gone, and it's 1-0 to Geelong at the moment, Steve.
Yeah, we've seen our fair share of slices of cheese handed out in the early moments of this. Hello, Brenton Ray. In the early moments of this second half. These two sides have two of the best disciplinary records in the NPL competition. No one sent off either of these sides this season, and no one's received 5 yellow cards and a ensuring suspension so far. Now we're just awaiting this corner kick to be taken. Markovic just plays it back to Holmes, and they're going to be forced to come all the way back. This is Bozanovski looking to pick his pass. He's got a little bit of space and time to do so. Continues his run, takes a few more touches, and then eventually Geelong can mop up and clear their lines, but it's going to come back again because Western United have got the throw in. So it's a matter of Western United to be able to find those pockets of space to be able to get the ball and turn and face forward and play the forward passes. They haven't been able to do that very much because Geelong haven't allowed them to do so.
Geelong's defensive play, their strategy across the midfield as well, of getting the ball as quickly as possible to their forwards and catching the Western United players in defence by surprise, has done really well. And if they can manage to, whether it's on a counter-attack or from a full-blown attack, they're managed to convert one of those chances that they're getting as they're going forward. Geelong will do very well, but they will be absorbing, I suspect, a lot of pressure over the coming 30-odd minutes because Western United are getting the ball and they're starting to play and then start to knock it around with a fair bit of confidence. And look at that delightful ball, almost finding Collins, I think, Baker with pinpoint accuracy. And the ball is starting to slide and skid across the turf. We've talked so much about the rolling mist and the dew that is starting to accumulate on the surface of the Stead Park track here. And it will have, no doubt, some form of an effect on proceedings here. Holmes, Bozanovski. Parsons Collins almost made a meal of it. Manages to get around Butler there, did very well. Comes forward where the centre circle is. And that was Adisu Bayou, who rose and tried to bring that ball down, but used his arm illegally, and a free kick now for Geelong Soccer Club to be quickly taken by the captain, Matthew Townley.
Well, if they were going by the T-shirt rule, that would be hard to gauge when the player's got long sleeves on, as has Adisu Bayou tonight, which is a smart call. And now here's Dew trying to escort this ball over the byline, and he does just enough to do so. And if you want to officiate to the letter, that's actually going to be a yellow card perhaps, but no, it's just a warning. Just a warning there for Alan Guerres. He kicked the ball towards the corner. He wanted to get the corner. He didn't get it. And the coaches are just having a bit of a friendly discussion, you could call it at the moment, Tonchi.
It's always entertaining coming here to Stead Park because we're sort of located in the buffer zone, if you like, the area between the two coaches' boxes. And over the years, I've certainly heard some great banter between the opposing coaches, and it always ends up in handshakes after the game, which is what we like to see. But certainly, whilst the 90 minutes is being contested on the park, there's no friends, no prisoners, and the only goal is to literally score a goal. And use of the hands on that occasion once again, and I think that was Nagor. And it's going to be another free kick for Geelong Soccer Club, to be taken by Alex Solomons. Those are very, I don't know what colour boots, orange, fluorescent orange boots you'd call them. These days, very rarely will you find a player wearing black boots. Such is the vast array and range of coloured footwear available. I remember the days, Steve, when if you wore white boots, you really stood out from the pack, and you'd call all sorts of names that today wouldn't be considered politically correct.
Well, more so, I think there was all kinds of physical threats levelled against you for doing so. And at a minimum, you're expected to play a 10 out of 10 game if you were going to wear such footwear. Now, Townley now looking to play the diagonal ball. Jurkovic is on the charge, but Markovic was able to bring it down, and that clearance is overhit. Trojkoski goes back to Solomons, who's been very good in defence so far in this match for Geelong. Markovic showing his skills here, and Gore. Always tricky to play those little sole-the-foot tricks in such wet weather. A bit of friendly fire there, as they say in a different code there. It was Bozanowski colliding with Ngor, and in the next passage, it's a free kick to Western United. Now, Adisu Bayou comes inside from the right flank. That's a good ball. Finds Bozanowski. He's got Markovic to his left. Can he get a good ball in, Markovic? Floats it in towards the penalty spot. Bozanowski loses out. Holmes now. And Western United can reload again here. Bayou. Jew. Well, that was a no-nonsense sort of attempt there. It almost hits the corner flag and runs behind for a goal kick. And we're about to see our first change of the evening. It's going to be Western United. It may be in the next phase of play. But we have summoned the fourth official, Connor McDonald, and his number board to hold up, and it's going to be Abel Wallity, he's former Melbourne City youth player, and he's going to get his first chance to join the action tonight and try and, more importantly, probably try and warm up a little bit too. Not a good night to be sitting on the bench, and that's the end of the action there for Sabit and Gore. It's been operating up the flank on the right-hand side primarily, and a little bit on the left-hand side this half. So a chance for Wallity to show what he can produce, make a difference while the team is a goal down. Now that was a good bit of goalkeeping by Romic, who was out off his line in a hurry. He just side-footed it into touch. Hello to everyone in the comments, and we've got Brenton Ray, who's going around the grounds for us tonight. If you want to know any scores, just have a look at Brenton in the Facebook comments there. First touch for Wallity. Box him in is the call from Alex Solomons. Up the field by Townley. Aerial duel, Parsons Collins and Alan Gerrards, and offside is the decision as Joanna Sharaktis raised her flag. Parsons Collins will take the resulting indirect free kick, the Western United skipper. So we approach the hour mark at Stead Park. It's around 7 degrees. And it's dropping pretty quickly, the temperature. Away by Solomons, only partially. Keeper was the call from Kieran McDowell. When he calls for it, you can hear it from here. There's no doubt about that. He's a good communicator, and he's going to go with the drop kick now. Clears the halfway line and clears the head of Markovic. And runs all the way through to his coach, Jamie Monteith, in the Geelong technical area. Throw by Markovic. A Gurk. Townley. Markovic, he's just going to go back to his keeper again. Bozanowski, back to Dew. Good possession for Western, but it's in the wrong part of the field as they're concerned. Parsons-Collins can stride forward. Space in front of him. This is Holmes. Great ball by Holmes. Adisu Bayou can come inside from the right flank. He's met by a wall of red and black. Baker, the former Ballarat City man. Dew. Just trying to find a gap in this Geelong defence is proving difficult. Parsons-Collins. Dew. Bayou. Patient approach. Holmes. Now he can turn and face forward. Diagonal ball into the corner. Well, he was hoping to find Dalibor Markovic, but the run wasn't ensuing. And the two players not on the same page there.
Geelong Soccer Club very, very disciplined at the back, really holding their position, holding their line, and just forcing an error there from Western United. On that occasion, Noah Holmes spraying the ball that little bit far forward. And didn't take long, or didn't take much for the ball to skid out for a goal kick to Geelong Soccer Club. Turning our attention now to round 16, next week's round of 16 matches. Next Saturday, Western United taking on Ballarat City as the ball ends up back with McDowell. Meanwhile, Geelong will be travelling to Epping Stadium next Saturday afternoon to take on Whittlesea Rangers. Second last place Whittlesea Rangers. So an opportunity there for Geelong Soccer Club to continue their good run of form of late and get another good result. They're up 1-0 at the moment, so it's still anyone's game. And we have gone 63, almost 64 minutes in this game, so at least a good another half hour to go as Western United now looking dangerous. The ball ends up rebounding back to McDowell in the Geelong goals. Other games, North Sunshine Eagles at home to Preston Lions. Should be a good game, that one. Doveton at home to the Springvale White Eagles. Melbourne Victory taking on Nunawading City. And then Melbourne City taking on Box Hill United. There's Geelong now. Townley has the ball. Mohammed knocked it back to him. McDowell further afield. And now with Trajkovski with the ball. Looks forward for Guerres. He's bundled over. And the referee suggests it was an infringement on Parsons-Collins and he will receive the free kick. That was Alan Guerres, who actually scored last week. So yet to get on the score sheet tonight, Jake Butler has that honour at the moment, scoring in the 11th minute. Trajkovski now tries to get past Holmes. Butler. Nice 1-2 with Mohammed. Solomons goes forward now. Holmes for Western United. Got a bit of space now. Trajkovski to Jurkovic. To Solomons. And that was a Ibrahim Mohammed on that occasion got bowled over by Zach Kochankovsky, who earns a yellow card. And Mohammed on the ground asking for some attention. Townley hovering over the top of him, making sure everything is fine there. He's still on the ground. Copped a clip on the ankles, wasn't it? Or on the Achilles, it looked like.
Yeah, it was just a faint clip, but it was enough to bring him down, and he's taking his time to get back on his feet. He's been excellent today, Ibrahim Mohammed. He and Alice Davies forming that double pivot in front of the Geelong back four have been key to just really giving a good screen to the defensive line and not really allowing Western United's midfielders to get anything of their own way, really. They've been limited to very few opportunities to get moving in that attacking midfield position of Western United. They haven't had the chance. So, yeah, the combo of these two have been excellent. Alice Davies coming into the starting 11 at the expense of Christian Mahon. Looks like it's been a masterstroke by Geelong coach Jamie Monteith, at least at the moment.
Absolutely. As far as the visitors are concerned, Western United, they're about to make a second substitution. Number 17, Leighton Lawton, is about to come on. We'll just wait who is going to come off, but that substitution will probably be occurring in a few minutes' time. In the meantime, free kick for Geelong Soccer Club, pretty much right in front of our commentary position, and it's Matt Townley, the captain. He takes it, low driving, penetrating effort into the penalty box. It's a substitute, Abel Wallati, who takes it away, comes off a Geelong player, and it is going to be a throw-in for the visitors right in front of the reasonably filled grandstand here at Stead Park. Good crowd tonight on hand to watch what has been a pretty entertaining game. As a wasted opportunity deep into its attacking half for Geelong Soccer Club goes begging. Maybe not. Trajkovski now. Runs to the far left. Tries to cross it in, looking for Butler, who was lurking ominously in the middle of the penalty box. Wasn't able to do anything on that occasion. And it is going to be a throw-in for Geelong Soccer Club, as that substitution seems imminent for Western United. We're told Leighton Lawton will be coming on to replace number 6, Noah Holmes. That's going to be happening in the next few minutes, Steve. But things have settled a little bit after a frenetic opening 5 minutes of the second half. And Western United now have an opportunity to go back into attack. Beautifully read there by Mohammed, who kicked the ball away from Wallati.
And it looks like the player that's going to be coming off for Western United is Noah Holmes. He's been playing in that number 6 position and wearing the number 6 too. So we're just waiting for confirmation of that from the 4th official, Connor McDonald. And it will be a chance for the young boy from Ballarat, Leighton Lawton, to come on and show his wares. And a very talented technical player he is. And a chance now, Kochinkovsky on the charge. And he has won the free kick. He was just clipped there as he was advancing forward through that busy area that's been marshalled so well, as we were saying, by Ibrahim Mohammed and Alice Davies. And the free kick is in a handy position, and that sub is going to take place now, Tonchi. So Noah Holmes, his night is done, and it's going to be a chance for Leighton Lawton, the exciting youngster.
And he comes onto the park just as his team is about to execute a free kick in a rather dangerous position. 30-odd metres directly in front, or thereabouts, 25 metres. And there's a few Western United players all having a little bit of a team meeting there over the ball. But it looks like it's going to be Manny Agwek who's lining up to take this, as the rest of his teammates spray out to the left and to the right, providing opportunities. And in fact, it was Markovic who gets it. And in the end, it's a corner for Western United. A bit of a well-rehearsed effort there.
A good set piece. It looked to us as well that Manny Agurk was going to go and fire. It was a long-range attempt, if it was to be one. Pretty hard to score from there. So Markovic just used the left foot there, and that's the benefit of having like a good left foot, right foot combo standing over every set piece, and it was used to full advantage there. And now we're going to see the corner from that far side from that man Markovic. He's been a bit of a set piece specialist, but Just going back to Baker, another one of the Ballarat boys, and his first touch wasn't great, and they've conceded the free kick as a result here, and Geelong get a chance just to reorganise and cool their jets a bit and go again, because at the moment they haven't been tested and put under too much pressure, at least as much as you'd think for a side leading 1-0 in this situation would be.
71.5 minutes gone. Probably 20-odd minutes to go before the end of this game. It's still anyone's game. Trajkovski gets bundled over. He's going to get a free kick, and the referee was in perfect position there, right in front of all the action. Was quick to blow the whistle and point towards the Western United defensive area. I suspect that Geelong Soccer Club will also be calling on a substitution very, very shortly. Ball goes and it's punched away by Romic. Kochankovski has it. Chased by Solomons. All the action now happening right in front of our commentary position here at Stead Park. Trajkovski. And he's on. No, he's not. The assistant there had a flag there for a while, keeping the suspense going. Everyone stopped, and Alan Guerres thought, whoa, my Christmas has come at once, but that was very, very quickly knocked down, and now Western United have an opportunity to try and go forward. And all night the action has been very much end-to-end, hasn't it? As Trajkovski, who in my opinion has been one of the best players on the park, has been really hard-working throughout. But it's now Bayou. Gets it out there to Bozanovski. Western United looking at all their options as they go forward. But a well-drilled Geelong defence at the moment, as we see Butler now with the ball in the middle of the park. Sprays it out wide a little bit too far. And the ball's going to go away from the reaches of Masudi and out for a Western United throw, Steve.
Yeah, he just took the wrong option there, Butler. He had Alan Guerres in a bit of space down the right-hand side. He went for the left-hand side option instead, and it didn't quite come off for Geelong. But still, I like their endeavours and I like what they're doing out there at the moment. Solomons with the touch. Well played there. Very calm by Alice Davies. Really warranted his addition into the starting 11 this week. Jurkovic combining here with Trajkovski. And over the top there by Davies. And a bit of space for Jurkovic too. You can run it past Collins, and it's repelled by Du. Bozanovski now. The game getting a bit more stretched. Baker on the charge. He certainly covers a lot of distance, does Alex Baker. Gets the 1-2 off Warity. Townley's clearance was not long enough. Stays in play. Baker. And Bozanovski. And the final ball wasn't there for Western United.
Being a left footer myself, Steve, I love watching the left footers curl the ball in, and on that occasion Bozanovski looked like he was going to curl that using his left peg. It wasn't the case, and just seems to me in the last 5-10 minutes or so, both sides, both sets of players are actually starting to just like rush the ball a little bit too quickly. And they've got moments where they can really just take their time and go for the right option. They're just seeming to rush it very, very quickly. As on the Geelong Soccer Club bench, two of their substitutes are up and at 'em, so that would suggest that a substitution is imminent. Butler once again going through for that through ball. Wasn't able to achieve that. Markovic. Bayou now, right in front of our commentary position. Tries to go through about three players. Jurkovic gets that decisive touch. He finds it now. Back to Townley. He tries to go through a couple of players on that occasion. Bozanovski. Reece Bozanovski's having a good game. He finds... And it's now that closely guarded, closely packed Geelong defence. Butler now has the ball. Tried to get it away. Bozanovski knocks it out on that occasion to Markovic. The left peg curling. Cleared away or headed away by Townley. Jurkovic now tries to clear it away. Finds Lawton, I think that was the player. And now there's an attempt there, and it is a goal. It is Bozanovsky. He's been pushing hard all evening. Found an opening there on the left-hand side. Delightful whip into the goals there. We have a scoreline now of 1-1. Beautiful slalom run into the box. Got onto his left side. And a beautiful deft touch there. Past McDowell, and it's 1-1 here at Stead Park. 76 minutes gone of the ball game, Steve.
Absolutely delightful goal there. You can only stand and applaud that kind of skill. Absolutely fantastic. Bozanovsky took the ball in a non-threatening position, it has to be said, picked it up from Lawton, and he zigged and zagged, went to the left and then cut back to the right, and the finish just inside the post at the far post was perfection. You couldn't have done it any better. And now we've really got an interesting equation because we're having a double sub take place for Geelong Soccer Club, and it's additions Rodrigo Aguilera coming into the play, and it looks like Michael Yaseski coming into the attack as well. So Aguilera in the white boots, he's going to sit in midfield, and it will be Yaseski in attack. And we'll just try and confirm those two players that come off. We were just trying to catch the replay of that goal when those subs were taking place. And if you want to see that goal again and you're watching at home and you've got the YouTube screen, just give a little double tap to the left-hand side of your screen and it will scoot back 20 or 30 seconds or far enough necessary to watch any highlight again that you may have missed. And that goal was certainly one worth watching again. So just his second of the season, that goal for Reece Bozanovsky, but, well, that's a goal of the season contender for me. Well, some conjecture with our notes. Tonchi's got Reece on 3 goals. Maybe we'll go with the high number then. We'll go with 3 goals.
Either way, it's going to be a grandstanding finish here at Stead Park. 1-1 at the moment, and we did say 5 or so, maybe even 10 minutes ago, it's anyone's game, and it still is, especially now with the scoreline level pegging 1-1. Western United with that free kick just inside their attacking half, but it's been brought back now to Parsons Collins. Goes inboard, nice 1-2 there by Kochankovsky. Back to Kochankovsky there. Manages to evade a couple of players. Look at the play there, it's absolutely fantastic. And he's going to be poor. It's going to be a free kick against Kochankovsky. He managed to get past, I think, 2 or 3 players on that occasion. Delightful play. Lost possession, tried to regain that possession as quickly as possible. And in the process, has brought Townley down, and Townley will get that free kick there. $79.5, almost 80 minutes. Just over 10 minutes left of the game here. Parity has been restored after that goal in the 76th minute by Reece Bozanovsky. Butler in the middle of the park there. Looking for Trajkovski. Markovic now goes down. Referee decides it's a free kick. And the ball was kicked away. No yellow card being shown there, just a stern talking. Oh no, he has received the yellow card. That's Anthony Trajkovski getting that yellow card for kicking the ball away. The referee has been quite consistent throughout the evening with regards to issuing cautions. And now it is going to be a free kick for Western United, taken by Parsons Collins. Due The goal scorer, Bozanovsky. The edge of the box. Gets to the line, he cuts it in, tries to cut it in, and it is going to be a goal kick on that occasion. So rebounded off Bozanovsky, and a goal kick to be taken by Kieran McDowell, the Geelong custodian, Steve.
You can see the confidence is rising for Bozanovsky, particularly after that goal, but his ability to dribble, like those little touches and beat players one-on-one is the best way to get through an organised defence like this Geelong side has been tonight. They've been very good defensively, and he's unlocked the defence, and he's looking for more now, but it's Geelong on the charge. Ball forward was just overhit by the substitute there, Aguilera. He was looking for Alan Guerres, and he couldn't quite find him. That slick surface with the heavy dew that's come in. Parsons Collins, bit of pressure from the Geelong side, who are pressing high up the field, and here's Townley, the centre half, is pushed right up, and they've lost out now, and here's Baker on the charge. He only knows one way, and that's to roar forward. Alex Baker, further he goes down the right-hand side. And this is Warity. Comes inside. Kochankovsky goes back to Lawton. Maybe he could have gone with a more aggressive option.
Steve, we're entering a very tense time for the Geelong Soccer Club, because we've seen on numerous occasions this year here at Stead Park where the Red and Blacks have conceded a late goal from the 85th minute onwards, and it's been too many times to really to count, I suppose. And for the home supporters, they're going to be certainly hoping that that's not going to be the case tonight. As for the visitors, they are looking quite confident, as you said, in the last 10 minutes in particular, every time they do go forward. But it's now Tchaikovsky knocks it in, looking there on that occasion for Yoseski, the substitute, but it's Western United coming away with a beautiful deft touch there on that occasion, and he's done that on a couple of occasions, Zach Kochankovsky. And that's a great lesson for any young players that may be watching to really become capable of using both your feet, because he's done that on several occasions over the last 5 or so minutes, and using both his left and right feet when he's dribbling.
Keep those comments coming in. Let us know where you're watching this game. If you're on the Facebook stream, hello to Brenton, who says that last yellow card, which was shown to... And we've got another free kick going on here. That yellow card that was shown to Anthony Tchaikovsky. Brenton says that was a needless slice of cheese for stupidity play, kicking the ball away. So, not impressed there was Brenton with that decision by Anthony Tchaikovsky to kick the ball away and receive the yellow. Kate Jakovic has been very consistent after the early yellow card to Savitt and Gore, who booted the ball into the fence and earned a yellow card for doing so. We've seen another 3 additional players booked for kicking the ball away, and we've got a flag up here from Joanna Chiraktis, who's seen an offside. It looks like it was against Michael Yoseski, the substitute. He's wearing the number 7. Now, a bit of space for Baker to try and get a ball in. He's got Alan Guerres to get around, who's back doing his share of the defensive duties. So it might be a bit of a reshuffle for the front 3 for Geelong, with Yoseski dropping into the centre forward role and Alan Guerres sitting out as the left winger, and he's been required to track back. In fact, all of Geelong's players are back defending this corner kick. As we wait for Dalibor Markovic, he's just trying to get the ball to sit still. It was nearly rolling away on him. Taking his time, Markovic, and not for the first time. It wasn't an impressive one at all. Stayed in play somehow initially. And now Geelong do get the goal kick. McDowell looks to hit it long, straight to Lawton. This is Kochankovsky. Pressure from Yoseski, and Western United win the throw right in front of their coach, Ante Moric, who's just looking like a little bit forlorn at the moment. still barking out the instructions. So here's the skipper, Parsons Collins, diagonal ball. Goes straight to a turnover situation, and here come Geelong again. The ball over the top was aimed for Yaseski and Dew, and Alan Guerres has won that. Strong play from Alan Guerres. He's got the overlap from Aguilera, and wow, was very close to Yaseski arriving only about 8 yards out from goal to apply what would have been the finish. Lawton now. Good moments for Geelong. Yaseski steals it again in front of the players' race at Stead Park. He's not got a lot of support, so he goes his own way, goes to ground in the end, and it's a goal kick decision.
Goal kick to Western United. And we've gone 87 minutes now. As we said, it's a tense time for the home supporters because they know that their team has capitulated on several occasions already this season so far. And could this be another situation where now Gweck gets the ball into play? There's shouts for a penalty, waved away by the referee. And Solomon's there battling for the ball there with Abel Wallity. Goes towards the back post. And the referee is adamant that it was not a penalty. Steve, what do you think? You're just keeping your eye on the replay as we speak.
Yeah, we just caught that one. It was Jerkovic getting back as we've got the National Speed Racing Championships going past here in Station Street. Yes, it did hit the right elbow there of Jerkovic, and we saw Kate Jakovic. She saw it happen, and she indicated that it was a supporting arm, as in it was a natural position. Now the flag's staying down here, so we'll stay with play. It's a chance for Tradkowski, who fires a shot straight into the body there of Markovic. And there's still a bit of discontent going on from Western United's staff, who are still adamant that that should have been a penalty decision. But as you can see, the signal that Kate Jakovic gave was that she saw it and she believed that that wasn't an infringement.
So fast approaching the 90th minute here. Tchaikovsky now goes past one, past two. But it's now Parsons who knocks it back to his keeper, who clears it away. We're going to have a very desperate, fast finish here as Guerres now into the penalty box, crosses it. There's no one there. Yasevsky gets past him. And that's now Luka Romic who manages to get that ball. Knocks it out. And it's Western United go into attack. 89 minutes gone. All eyes will be on the fourth official to see just exactly how much time added on there will be. Dalibor Markovic knocks it back to Parsons Collins. To his right, he finds Dew. And that's Butler for Geelong. That was Guerres who got dispossessed on that occasion. And a curling effort there from Reese Bozanovsky. And if his first goal wasn't a brilliant goal, that second one would have to factor as one of the goals of the season. A rasping effort from some distance out, Steve Curtin. What a goal. And Western United lead Geelong 2-1. And it's happened yet again. The Lions have conceded a late goal here at Stead Park.
Oh, unbelievable what we're seeing here. We were just talking about that goal by Reese Bozanovsky being the goal of the season. Well, he's just gone and scored possibly an even better goal from long range. You could see it off the boot, and there was going to be a real problem for Kieran McDowell, who just couldn't get there. Such was the quality of this effort. It was just a stunning strike, and I can't really add any more than that. It was simply brilliant.
It is worth hitting the rewind button and going back a couple of minutes and just seeing that effort, because he read it well. McDowell read it well. He knew exactly what was happening, and he flew, but he was just unable to stop that. What a remarkable goal. And Bozanovsky has been in absolute fantastic form in the second half, as there's a bit of a stoppage now. And injury there. And that was Markovic, I think it was. He's come off the field to seek some... It looks like he may actually, in fact, be substituted. Jalil Regag is about to come on. And Geelong are going to throw everything at Western United in these last few minutes in an attempt to find that elusive equaliser. That was Tchaikovsky. He finds Solomons, knocks it in. Ball's cleared away, and it is going to be a corner. Desperate times ahead now. Markovic looks like he's about to come back on. He's talking to the fourth official. And there's lots of screaming, lots of yelling. The atmosphere has really hotted up in the last few minutes. I'm going to stay with this as Tchaikovsky, who's been Geelong Soccer Club's probably best player tonight. He's constantly been looking for options and looking dangerous every time he goes forward. He's going to whip this in. This ball goes towards the back post. It's a sea of white there, and they're going to get a free kick, the Western United. And that was, I think it was Parsons Collins on that occasion. That's Parsons Collins who was brought down. He's going to get the free kick. A lot of tense moments on the sideline, Steve.
Well, hectic scenes. It started with Delivel Markovic having the cramp issue just after the goal was scored. Kate Jakovic rightly said to move 1 metre off the pitch, please. And then all hell has proceeded down here since then. Markovic tried to run back onto the field without permission from the officials. He was likely not to be shown a yellow card for doing so. He got back off the field. Now he's on the field, and now he is being substituted. So it's a bit like the hokey pokey at the moment. You put your left foot in and you put your right foot out, and he's now going off. And he's going to be replaced by the number 15, Jalil Regag, another one of the Ballarat connections in this Western United NPL outfit. And we're just confirming we must only have a couple of minutes left. We're well into red time. And could there be a final sting in the tail for this match? This looks like a handball by Disu Bayu, but he gets away with that one. Lawton. It's down to game management now for Western United. Geelong are trying to throw everything forward. They've moved centre-half Alex Solomons into an interim centre-forward. Can they get the ball up to him, though? Bozanovsky's being clattered from the front and the rear there at the same time, and that won't do Geelong any favours, because not only was it a bit violent, it also means that Western United can take their time and really take the sting out of this.
We've played 4 minutes now of stoppage time. There surely can't be much more time left, although we have had quite a fair few stoppages, particularly in the last 10 minutes. But if it stays the way, the scoreline stays as is, it'll be a 2-1 come-from-behind victory for Western United. All thanks to Reece Bozanovsky, who equalised in the 76th minute and has found United's second goal with, as we said, arguably the goal of the season in the 90th minute. And could Western United almost now seal it with the third goal? All the action is in their penalty box. Kochankovsky headed a ball away. There's no need for any more action by the Western United team. They have secured a remarkable come-from-behind 2-1 win here at Stead Park. After being down 1-0 right up until the 76th minute, Reece Bozanovsky has single-handedly conquered the Lions. And what a score, what a game, what a result for the visitors as they come back up the Princess Highway with a 2-1 victory in tow. And Steve, what a very, very entertaining Saturday evening match of football we've seen here at Stead Park tonight.
Tonchi, well, apart from the freezing cold, it's been an absolute pleasure to be here to witness this one. Our first game calling together as well since 2019, mate. But we've seen some fantastic stuff, and it's come down to the individual brilliance of one man, that Reece Bozanowski, who, might I add, went for an overhead kick and having to miss it to try and complete his hat-trick there with the last action of the game. That didn't come off, but two brilliant goals did, and it was his own individual brilliance that bet the collective brilliance of Geelong, who were so organised and did so well tonight. I was very impressed by them. They're very unlucky, and you can see that they look dejected because the way that the quality that they've put into it as a group tonight, as a collective Geelong, they certainly deserve to be going off the field with their heads held high. Unfortunately, they're going off the field with no points, though, and it is that individual brilliance by Reece Bozanowski. The first goal, a solo effort on the dribble. The second one, a stunning long-range strike. I can't wait to go home and watch those goals again.
No, that's for sure. It was a very entertaining game. Thank you very much for tuning into this game. Next week, Western United take on Ballarat City bottom side, while Geelong are away to second bottom side Whittlesea Rangers. And for Geelong, next week will be a must-win for Western United. They certainly will be looking to continue this amazing run of form and keep in touch with the top two sides in the NPL3 competition. On behalf of Steve Curtin, myself, Tonchi Prusak, thank you very much for being a part of tonight's very entertaining Saturday night football here at Stead Park. Good night and have a lovely weekend.